Hi guys, my name is Borrodante. Hi guys, my name is Borrodante, and welcome back to the Reflection Collection. So, let's keep working on the rendering of this thing, and also try to make everything work together better. I know I'm gonna regret this, but we're gonna be using PAINTSTORM Studio 2.0, this raw version with glitches and crashes every now and then, all over the place, but I really want to use it. I'm recording this in the day when I discovered it. The shirt will prove it. When I discovered that the new version is out. Read your guys' comments. You seem to really like the new version of the cover, which is good, because so do I and Kevin. Most people said that the title is not looking correctly at all. It looks like it's actually pointing out of the surface and not engraved inside. So we'll fix that. I guess my theory on reversing the shading of the already reversed shading of the gemstone isn't working very well. Well, thing is, there's even more things to change, because Kevin said that I did the stone wrong. It should be actually rhombus. And it should look rough with a lot of dents on it, and shouldn't be very shiny. It should have some kind of shininess, but not much. And the letters should glow in a way, but it should look like cool. So we'll search that. That's an easier task than working with actually clean, refracting gemstone, so that's a good thing. And also someone commented that the road should go thinner, like the perspective on it should go further away to increase the perspective feel of this whole fisheye composition. So we'll do that and then just work all over the place. The biggest part will be on the gemstone, I think. Let's start. So, I'll first do the rough changes of the shapes everywhere, and then we'll make it work. So let's start with the stone and the road, and that will be the start. And I shall be using my potato brush. Okay, so the basic fixes are here. From this to this. Now let's work on the rendering for the stone and for the road. Let's probably start with the road, because it's really something I wanted to do since the previous episode. Man, it's so good to work with the potato brush when it's blending. Surprisingly, it's actually saving a lot of time in a proper way of rendering. Like in here, for instance. These brush strokes, somewhere I was just pressing slightly, and instead of going semi-transparently, creating a digitalized mess, it actually created semi-tones in between the stones. And it looks really cool from the distance. I mean, it still needs some work, some finalization on the stone shapes and such, but it's way closer to the end result than it would be without blending. And this fella is happy. The best part about this blending is that you can set it up to work in any way you want. So I have it set up dependent on pressure like this. So when I press very slightly, and not even very slightly, sometimes just average slightly, it's only a blender. And as I press harder, it turns into only a color brush. So as I'm pressing slightly, it's blending the road with the sky, and as I press harder, it's just color that I want to add. This is super comfortable. So anyway, I work on the stone's shading, and by that, I mean adding a lot of reflection and some shadows as well, especially when they're close to the water. Not exactly happy with the shapes of the stones right now, meaning the way I shade them, they're a bit too round. So I'll search for more of a flat shape right now to make it work better. And after that, we'll move on completely to the gemstone to make it look cool, and the title in it as well. Moving on. It's really late, by the way. I'm kinda getting tired. But there's a deadline, so it's one of those days. Nights. So yeah, moving on. Would you look at this stone? Awesome. Let's make most of them like this. So Kevin would look at it and go like, whoa, dude. It's awesome. Because that's totally how Kevin talks. But yeah, this is really nice. I love the way the color goes green as it's going under the water. Pretty stuff. Oh yeah, we're getting there. Nice. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to continue tomorrow, because I'm dying already. But this is so cool. And this whole blending thing is just amazing. I think I'm high on the lack of sleep. You ever had that? I'm very well familiar with this condition. Everything is in zero gravity. Wow, it's really impressive when you zoom out. So the main thing I did with the stones, aside from the actual details, is the fact that I made them three-dimensional going downwards. And kinda like, therefore, overlapping each other. They're going deep down. And this looks really cool. So I'm gonna add that in here, and then I'll probably end something. And recording today, I guess. So see ya in the moment when I'll feel a lot more chipper. Hi, just checking in to keep on doing the same thing. So yeah, this is where I stopped yesterday. So I thought let's work a bit more on the cobblestone road. I feel like we need to push it a bit more to look like the road. Right now it's kind of like segregated stones. I don't feel the chemistry between them. Well, for that we need to kind of like polish them visually to make them more flat at the very surface to form something closer to a flat road. And they should be a bit more reflective, because cobblestone roads are usually they have the polished stone. So we'll see what I can do with that. And after that we'll move on to the gemstone and work on it as well. Let's start. Oh yes, a bunch of round stones. Cobblestone road. Some kind of stone ball. Cobblestone. Cool, I think it looks a lot more appropriate now. I added the flat surface on top and increased the reflectivity on the stones, especially on these areas where it can reflect the sky from here and from here. So in the middle it's a bit darker because there's the road that won't give this much reflection onto itself. Cool, I think we can leave it like this, and now let's work on the gem and see what happens. I just want to make it look cool, interesting, and kind of complex, but we should also merge the title with it pretty early, so let's not forget about that. But at first, the basic colors and shape and whatnot. So I'm trying to find a shape. Looks extremely lame at the moment, but I think if we render it properly, so this should be like a good flat surface on the stone for the engraving of the title. And the title will be a lot more complex, like a bit more naturally engraved, so it's gonna look kind of interesting, I think. We just need to apply some love to this. So I'm fighting my desire to make this a perfectly polished, shiny stone and keep it looking more raw like this. I think it's gonna be somewhere in the middle, which is like the best. That is all I have to say. Yeah, let's see. I really love this new reflection I made here. Kinda looks really cool. Let's ruin it. And so I did. There was a whole bunch of work done afterwards on the details and the fixes everywhere. I had less than 24 hours before the deadline left, and after a little while I felt like my face is starting to melt, so I decided to record the rest without a face and fully concentrate on the cover. I followed my very naive decision to make the letters more naturally shaped, with rough bits of stone sticking out everywhere, and I failed to do so, so I followed the initial shape of the letters, but now I had to do this by hand, which is super hard to make everything straight enough. So the letters kept looking too handmade and ugly, and that's basically what I spent most of my time on. What a genius am I. So yeah, after I was finally done with the title and the stone, I spent some time on the surrounding, added some extra contrast to the eyeball or iris, added some details and space to the girl at the bottom, and that was about it. Here's the final result, check it out. And that will be it. Thanks for watching, tell me guys what you think, and I will see you in the next one. Bye! Hi guys, my name is Borro Dante.